Melvin DeHaas. Okay. You're back. It's right there.
See right here?
Yeah.
I can't really do that. Okay.
What if I do this? Okay.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read you a little bit from my man Melvin DeHaas. Melvin is from England. He spends part of his time in Los Angeles, part of his time in America. In England, anyway. I'm sorry. Part-time in LA and part-time in England. Now, Melvin DeHaas is, it's quite the character, and he really doesn't know how to write poetry, but he gets published somehow anyway, so I figured I'd just read you an example of how not to write poetry. Okay, so, it doesn't have a title, so you might wonder why I waste time writing this crazy stuff. To retain my sanity, I think that's reason enough. So when I have problems and I can't sleep at night, in my mind I do poetry till dawn's early light. Worrying is dangerous and can shorten your life. Stress is its equal and will create strife. When I think about poetry and words that will rhyme, I dispel the problems that trouble my mind. You may say to yourself, this man is not all there. I couldn't agree with that. No, I wouldn't dare. As a matter of fact, I would say you're absolutely right. If I had both oars in the water, I wouldn't worry all night. As Joyce Kilmer had said many years ago, it's fools that can write poems, but only God that can make things grow. Thank you, Melvin, for your contribution, which absolutely means shit. I'd like to read you some poems. Seems the audience is amused. I'd like to read you some poems from some foreigners. One's name is Zella Death. She resides in Guatemala. She's a missionary for Guatemalan children, where she reads to them. Mostly she reads her crappy poetry to them. Zella Death has a very strange name, and she's been really, the recipient of much ridicule throughout her years. So that's why she moved to Guatemala, just to get away from it all, get away from the not third world country. And she just really wanted to live. She wanted to live like in a hut. So she does. So Zella Death wrote a poem that's called "There Is No Solution." I want to read that to you right now. As I sit here searching through my empty soul, I seem to wonder about my life. What meaning is behind it? What was I put on earth for? What will I accomplish? What is the solution? Life is a big question that can never be answered by any one scholar. We try to find out the meaning of life, but we only seem to fail. Can there be a solution? I do not know what to think. I do not know what to do. The uncertainty of life seems to follow me everywhere. What can I do? There is no solution. Zella Death Maria Rivas, everyone. Excuse me here. Our next poem is written by a man named Ephraim Medina Merced. Now, Ephraim is lover to Zella Death. However, he spends most of his time in Guatemala out of a grass hut, just as Zella Death does. Not Zinfandel, not the wine. Her name is actually Zella Death. It's like death with a little bit of Zell in it. Now, Ephraim, he's a botanist, so he studies the flora and the fauna of Guatemala. He, if it's green, he's interested in it. So, I just thought I'd read you this poem he wrote called Things of Nature. It's sort of like a little bit better than Zella Death, but not by much. With a name like Ephraim, he was also ridiculed a lot in school. It's really the deep source of his passion, for writing. Unfortunately, he's just not very good at it. So anyway, Things of Nature by Ephraim Medina Merced. Mother Nature has been the queen of the whole world, a world of nature and beauty. She is the one with that tremendous and a fabulous skill, is able to do her will. The ability of creation to destruction is at her hands. The course of nature is a mysterious one. It's like life and death. Nobody knows who's going to be born or who's going to die. But whatever she decides is alright. Thus man can predict but cannot change what nature has laid. Refrain Medina Merced, everyone, and that is all for this evening's production of Poems with Tia Head.